Hi guys, my name is Shino Hana Andreas with the name 0106-0222-10001, and I'm from Statistics Class B, and today we'll be talking about Smart PLS. We'll conduct an analysis on it, and then we'll also interpret the results. We'll be talking about agreeableness and neuroticism out of the 5 personality traits, financial well-being, and also financial self-efficacy. Now, the structure of today's fun video will include research hypothesis, outer measurement model test, inner structural model test, and also conclusion. So before we get into it, here is our research hypothesis. H1, agreeableness has a significant effect on financial well-being. 2, agreeableness has a significant effect on financial self-efficacy. 3, neuroticism has a significant effect on financial well-being. 4, neuroticism has a significant effect on financial well-being. 4, neuroticism has a significant effect on financial self-efficacy. 5, financial self-efficacy has a significant effect on financial well-being. 6, financial self-efficacy mediates the relationship between agreeableness and financial well-being. And lastly, financial self-efficacy mediates the relationship between neuroticism and financial well-being. Okay, so before we import our data, we need to make sure that our Excel is in CSV format. So once that's done, we choose a new project, we name it, we double click to import, and then we choose the file that we previously saved. We rename it, and ta-da! Next is the drawing pad. So to create the drawing pad itself, first we need to click new path model, we need to rename it, then we move everything from the indicators onto the drawing pad. So A1 until whatever there, N1 until whatever there, and you just make it so that the format is in the independent variable, then we have the mediator, and then we also have the dependent variable. And next we rename it so that it's not confusing, and also don't forget to connect. So we need to connect the first IV to the mediator and the dependent variable, then we need to connect the next IV, which is neuroticism, to also the mediator and also the dependent variable, and then we need to connect the mediator with the dependent variable. Okay, so first up, we need to do bootstrapping, and how we do that, we click on calculate, we choose bootstrapping, and in this invisible setting, the only thing that you need to change is you need to press complete bootstrapping. But once that's done, you need to calculate, and your bootstrapping should appear in a few seconds. Okay, so first up, we need to do the outer loadings, and based on the outer loadings of my analysis, it shows that the result indicates three indicators were lower than 0.7, which are A1, A4, and also FSE3. So according to the rules, those 3 numbers need to be eliminated, and we did eliminate those, and we need to rerun the test, so basically do the bootstrapping again, and after that, all the indicators are green, it exceeds 0.7, and so it indicates that our indicators are suitable for this use in this research, and the analysis can proceed to the next test. Now, before we move to the inner structural model test, we need to go over PLS algorithm, and basically you just do the same thing that we did with bootstrapping earlier. We press calculate, we press PLS algorithm, and there's really nothing that you need to change. Well, nothing that I changed anyways, so just go ahead and calculate like that, and it should appear in a few seconds. Next is reliability analysis, and of course you need to press the reliability one, and the values of the Cronbach alpha and composite reliability for each of the variable exceeds the value of 0.7 again, but it's still below 0.95, so the value of Cronbach alphas of each variable exceeds 0.7, and it is just in between. For discriminant validity test itself, I chose the HTMT, or also hetero-trait monotrait ratio, and so it shows here that all of the correlations between the variable HTMT are lower than 0.9, so therefore the discriminant validity is established, and it confirms that the variables being used in this research is valid. Okay, so for multicollinearity, based on the screen, all the indicators of the VIV is less than 5, which means no multicollinearity occurs in the inner model. So for direct and indirect effect, first one is direct effect, path coefficients. So according to this, the p-value for path A to FSE and FSE to FWB are less than 0.05. Therefore, the hypothesis is accepted. Meanwhile, the rest of the direct effect hypothesis is rejected. Okay, so according to the indirect effect, the p-value for all indirect paths, which is A to FSE to FWB and also N to FSE to FWB, are more than 0.05. Therefore, the hypothesis is rejected. Lastly, for Q-square, also blindfolding. So how do we do blindfolding? Well, it's similar to PLS algorithm and also bootstrapping. So you press calculate, you press blindfolding, and again, there's nothing that we can really change, so just calculate and it should appear right away. So for R-square, as depicted in the video, the R-square value of FSE is 0.004, whereas the R-square value of FWB is 0.002. This indicates that FWB can be explained using the 2 variables mentioned above, namely agreeableness and also neuroticism. From these results, it can be stated that the R-square values of both variables are weak, since neither of these values of the FSE variable nor the values of the FWB variables exceeded in the value of 0.50. So this suggests us that the number of variables used in this research is very limited and that the other variables are more effective than the variables used in this research. For F square itself, or the effect size, it shows that the F square of the variables used in this research study, it can be affirmed that the F square effect of only agreeableness with financial well-being exceeds 0.02 with 0.029, and neuroticism to FSE, which also exceeds 0.02 with 0.034, which means that they have an effect. Okay, so according to that, the Q square predictive relevance of both FWB and also FSE variables are both 0.114, which means it has a small predictive relevance. These independent variables are said to be accurate and valid to predict the Y variable, since the Q square values have all surpassed the minimum required values of 0. Alright, so in conclusion, based on the data analysis that we did, the conclusion of this research are as follows. Number 1, agreeableness has a significant effect on financial well-being. 2, agreeableness has a significant effect on financial self-efficacy. 3, neuroticism does not have an effect on financial well-being. 4, neuroticism has a significant effect on financial self-efficacy. 5, financial self-efficacy has a significant effect on financial well-being. 6, financial self-efficacy partially mediates the relationship between agreeableness and financial well-being. And 7, and last but not least, financial self-efficacy cannot mediate the relationship between neuroticism and financial well-being. So that is it for my video. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you learned a thing or two from this video. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.